Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Yeah, so I think the previous speaker, Mr. Sandhuan, actually spoke about what you call very structured way of putting things in terms of what we need to look at when we are developing a website and what we need to have essentially in terms of to compete in this sort of a event, right? So I'm not going to go down that path and talk about it. I will speak as a layman. I will speak as how a normal customer see a judge's point of view, right? So first and foremost, I think having a great website is the gateway to your organization, to the country, to your services, right? So it's very, very important uh, tool, right? A solution to have for your organization, right? So I think in that sense, we found many competitors competing this time as well as the previous time, right? So for example, the category that I was part of the judging team is the entertainment, media, and sports. And there were nearly 60 odd entries, right? So it's a big number from a Sri Lankan context. Similarly, other categories had so many, so which is a great thing, right? So good that we have that entry level, but there were some very basic things actually were missing, right? Which did not allow most of these competitive entries to come to the next level, right? So the very simple one, which Professor has mentioned few times, having the logo, a very simple thing, because this is for a specific period of time. Please do have the logo, right? That's number one, right? Number two, I'm again now talking from an outsider, right? So just bear with me my words. I'm not going down the technical part of it, right? Have you all looked at what actually the purpose of your website, right? Have you done that review? Take a step back, look at it. What is the meaning of this website? What are we trying to essentially tell the world by looking at this website, right? Have we changed our business directions over the years? And does that reflect in our website, right? So that's what I felt most of the sites that I at least had to look at it, where we have to where we were not able to kind of give them an award, had that lacking thing. Yes, in within that there were broken links. There were no links to social media, but the icons were there, right? Even if you go to the social media, it does not have any content there in relation to the current content, what is there in the website. All those things were there. So just my humble request to all of you all is just revisit and see whether your product, services, and your business organization strategies are whether being reflected in this website. Because website needs to be very dynamic. It needs to really reflect where you are, where your organization current, and what are your aspirations for the next couple of years, right? So that needs to be really reflected out of that, right? Few other things. Everyone is on mobile, so mobile responsiveness, mobile way of looking at it, it has to be there, and we saw that is a lot to be improved across the board. Lot of information is there and it's all cluttered, right? I don't know why, right? So this is a very simple thing to kind of fix it, right? Go in the same industry to your for some of the superior sites in the world, right? So I can relate to this what you call media, right? If you look at the CNNs, if you look at Beyonds to the Al Jazeera's, and see, you can see how the content and how the websites have been nicely structured, right? Right. So there's no magic here. There's nothing too much of a brain to be used. You just actually need to benchmark few top class sites and see how you can kind of fix your problem, right? The color schemes that you use, right? How often this has to change, right? All those things are pretty simple, right? Because somebody else has actually done that hard work for you. So it's a matter of you kind of replicating that. So other thing is about this language. I think he spoke about it content which was taken from English to Sinhala is actually not really incorrect way. I think this Google translation has not come through rightly. So there's no quality control which I saw, right? And many often, I have worked in organizations as well. Many often, what these websites are actually being developed by a third party or company, a website development company. They will not have the context to your organization, right? They will do something that you have asked them to do, right? And of course, mostly these juniors probably will attend, etc., right? So I think organizations who are representing, right, needs to have adequate time spent on these websites which are being developed by third parties and review that, whether that reflects your actual organization's this thing, right? Then, of course, we also noticed most of these sites actually did not make it by going through the security standards set by what do you call the team who was looking at it, right? So that is a big bad mark, right? Because why? Say, suppose if you are missing all these simple security things, right? What if your website get hacked? That will have a bigger impact than having a website, right? Right. It has personally happened to me in my professional life, right? So it took longer time to kind of correct that problem rather than having a website. You might as well not. So please fix those basic security vulnerability related things which Texert and .LK is doing for you all, right? Again, simple things, no big drama, right? So overall, we have actually found out about 50-60 list of items that overall that what we have found as mistakes or things that you can improve, right? I would, Professor, I'll requesting if you can collate this into a nice Word document or something like that, and we can give it to them, because this is something that is very valuable to them. We can break it down into multiple categories, kind of a thing. Right. So what I'm saying is, what your list is also, subsequently you can give it as a handout, etc. One other last point which I also like to talk about is, you also need to look at it. How do you monetize your website, right? Which we did not see, right? And this is a massive opportunity that we are missing, right? If you look at, again, go back to the similar industries in overseas countries, in developed countries, right? How they really monetize, how they make use of it, right? Simple things, right? Contact us, right? The chatbots, right? Very clear contact details, right? Sometimes your website is so good, but your contact details is so tiny, right? And there's a banner and this is reflecting behind the banner. Very difficult to read, right? So, I mean, these are simple things. If someone wants to contact you, right? What are the other mechanisms of contacting, right? How do you monetize, right? So please look at it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going into the details. Just look at it from an outside, right? Again, my request is, I'm sure most of you are actually looking after these websites in your corporates, right? Look at whether it's actually giving, that feeling to you, or when you go to another website, right? So I will relate from the category which I said, CNN. So when you go to CNN, you get the feeling of what you see on CNN. Do you really get the same thing when you go to some of the Sri Lankan related sites, right? If so, what more can we do, right? So pretty much that. Yeah, I have covered most of the stuff. I think we can do this, our findings into a small document, and we can share with you all. We always, as judges, we always wanted to award, right? We don't want to kind of put down someone, right? We want to give as much as possible merit awards, right? If it actually meets to a certain standard, right? So we are trying our level best. There's a very structured way of doing things, right? It's not being biased to anyone or anything like that. Very structured. Judges are actually also from different contexts, different backgrounds. So it works pretty well, right? It's just that basic needs has to be actually meet so that you can come to that very competitive level. I need to spend a minute on the media, sports, and entertainment side. for the last 2 years, we were unable to kind of produce a gold prize winner, which is quite sad, personally, being in that judging panel. So again, just have a look at it, because we haven't seen any improvements for the last 3 years. We have seen the same set of sites are coming, but we haven't seen significant improvements. And especially in this category, it's a very dynamic category, right? It keeps changing, right? So please do have a look at it, how you can really improve to kind of get to the next point next year, right? And we really want to see a gold winner out of that category, and probably the overall winner as well. Yeah, pretty much that. Thank you very much. If any questions, please ask. Thanks.